Welcome, Tim. How are you going today?
Fantastic, Damien. How about yourself?
Look, I've had an excellent day so far, and I'm loving the winter weather. Bring more of it on, I say.
Yeah, look, we could use it out in the farming areas, get a bit of green going.
Very true. Now, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I'm the Member Engagement Officer at Family Business Australia. So it's my role to contact our members, check in, see how they're doing, have some amazing conversations. Also talk to potential members so they understand what Family Business Australia is all about.
And what are you seeing in the marketplace at the moment for Family Business Australia? Are you seeing some real growth? Are you seeing some issues amongst those businesses?
Look, it's all of that. I think one of the trends, which is a fantastic trend for family businesses in 2020 with the closing of borders due to COVID and the things such as Buy Local campaign, consumers are now more focused on where the end money's going. And being a family-owned Australian business, now one thing a lot of people don't know is 70% of businesses across Australia are actually family-owned. So you're talking in excess of 1 million businesses that are family-owned, over 1.5.
Yes.
They keep the money in Australia. They spend it at local economies, etc. Whereas when you've got these big corporates that are overseas owned, eventually profit gets repatriated back to head office and it leaves Australia. So when consumers buy from a family business, they're actually investing in Australia. They're investing in future jobs, even for their own children that could be available. So that was an amazing trend, seeing the support from consumers. They're looking out for things like this here, our family-owned Australian business emblem.
Yes.
So if you look for that on websites or on packaging, it's a great way to identify that a family owns that business and they're helping to support Australia.
And in terms of opportunities in Family Business Australia, how do people get involved with Family Business Australia?
Well, we're a member-based association, but the thing that we're best known for across the nation is the community that's been created, bringing family businesses together, because there's one thing that if you're an employee of an organisation that's really hard to fathom is the issues that can arise when you combine family and business together in the one entity. So it's really important that these people who are involved with family businesses have a community that they can reach out to, where they can share stories, collaborate. And if I give you a brilliant example during COVID,
Absolutely.
it was a Western Australian member contacting a Victorian member where we had the hard lockdown and saying, hey, bud, I met you at a conference. We're really short on this in our state. Any chance you can ship stuff over? Now that's business that a family business wouldn't have scored, weren't part of our Family Business Australia community. And that helped them through COVID.
Are you seeing any other unique challenges for family businesses in Australia at the moment?
Look, I think it's, if you say unique, it depends on the industry. If a family business had exposure to international students, for example, and not unique to the fact that they're a family business, it's just that industry's been decimated. Whereas something like tourism, which was hit hard early, has been able to bounce back somewhat due to the holiday at home ideas that have come out, and Australians, wanting to discover their own backyard. Other than that, look, some industries have done really well, but it's not just because it's a family business. It's just the nature of markets.
Yeah. And in terms of what's the future hold? Where do you see the future going?
Look, I think our association will continue to grow because there's some amazing entrepreneurs out there, and often when they first start their business, it is considered a family business. And I think that we'll probably see a lot more family members continue to trend. So at the moment, 30% of family businesses go from first generation, second generation.
Yes.
But I wouldn't mind backing that that's going to actually increase as amazing businesses are built and the kids want to become a little bit more part of it.
Yeah.
We've seen in the past, and if I was to give farming as an example, there's some amazing farming families out there, but every now and then some of the kids decide to head down a different path.
Yes.
And someone may need to sell the farm. But I think nowadays children are really keen to have be part of that family wealth creation and to then head into ownership of the business. And we're there to help support them with education, etc., so that they can do that the best that they can.
Excellent. Look, I think there's so much opportunity if you get the structure right in family businesses, but in general businesses, it just creates ongoing opportunities.
I'll just say one last thing. One thing that's really topical for family businesses, and not enough really look at it if they're not talking to us and part of the community, is something such as succession planning. There's still a lot of businesses out there being run by mum or dad that are in their 50s, 60s and 70s who aren't having the hard conversations about what does the next stage in the business look like as ownership changes. So if I could give one tip to anyone who hasn't looked at succession planning, come have a chat to us and we'll put you on the right path. And those conversations don't have to be hard when you've got the right support mechanism in place.
I totally agree. And look, and as we like to all end our episodes of Who's Penny, do you have a useless talent that you may want to share with us?
I do. Look, you might not consider this a talent, but in my youth, I could easily down 2 blocks of chocolate, family blocks of chocolate, and not put on a kilo. Now, it's turned out to be a really useless talent. I thought it was really cool at the time, but I'm sort of paying the price for it now. So yeah, I'd say that was a really useless talent that's now gone to waste.
And what about an old trend that you'd like to come back?
I'd like to say Australian manufacturing. There was a time there where a lot of people went offshore because wages might have been cheaper, so it was a way to deliver a cheaper product. But with automated manufacturing nowadays, I think the difference in price between dealing with an Australian manufacturer or a manufacturer overseas, such as China, the difference is negligible now because there's, in a lot of cases, a lot of human contact. So the wages aren't so much of an issue. And I've found, even talking to some members, that have now come back Australian manufacturers. So I'd really like to see all those people who are importing out there having a chat to the Australian manufacturers and supporting Australia, because they're looking for us to support their business. How about they support the manufacturing? Let's all pay it forward.
Look, I think that's some great feedback there. Tim, thanks very much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure as always, and we could keep talking for hours. But thanks very much.
Cheers, Jamie. Have a great day.
No worries. See ya.